Okay, hi everyone. Let's just wait a second. Jessica will join shortly. Jessica, Sylvia, hi. Are you Jessica Blanche? Just a second. There's some technical problem with Jessica. She will not appear on the video. It doesn't matter. Actually, this is a live that we start to organize just to help you answer some questions that come often, regularly, I would say, and we just want to clarify these questions. And the first one is about the question that always comes is, how long does it take? How long does it take to detox? Because we're so conditioned to look for the magic pill. Not that we are responsible for that, because I think that we've been conditioned for that. We've been always sold the pill that was resolving the issue that we were dealing with. Either that it's high blood pressure, high blood sugar. They take a pill. A few hours later, the pressure is back, or your blood sugar goes off, and then you take a pill, and then a few hours later, the blood sugar is back. But this, we all know that it's all Band-Aid. It's all about externally controlling the issue, like tricking the body and restoring the numbers that are considered normal into the medical field. Okay, but this is not healing. This is not healing. This is not like you're not free. You're hooked on that forever because the core issue is not addressed. So when we talk about natural healing, it means like at some point we get to the level where we're free. The body has taken back its control and it's keeping the balance back on its own. You're back and you're free. You're not like a time bomb. When will the next symptom will come out, right? So the principles of natural healing are very, very simple. Yeah, it's disarming because we're expecting like something. a little bit complicated because we've always been presented this way. Say, oh, your problem is big, is dangerous, and we got to do something for it. Yeah. So of course, these are the issue we have. Our bells, they're really telling us that we got to do something. We got to get back into alignment, and but for this we need to find what is the core issue, what is the root cause of this. And what happens is that we tend to become very mental, because then we have, okay, what is the root cause of this symptom? What is the root cause of this symptom? What is the root cause of this symptom? That's the second trap. Okay, why would that not be easy as well? Because how do we get to these root cause? It comes pretty much for everyone the same way. So let's get into this, and that will help us understand and answer that question of how long does it take, because this is an impossible question to answer precisely for everyone, okay? But there's a logic behind that will help you understand how long does it take and how long it will take you to get back to a level of comfort where you can thrive again, where you can just feel your body free. You're not like having a certain pain that creates anxiety, that creates worries, that you say, oh my God, am I doing? Is it cancer growing? Is what is going on, Because when there's something we don't understand, our imagination gets wild, and and this is what healing is about, is when our mind somehow can get back to a positive mindset, a creative mindset, an optimistic mindset, where we can just think about, okay, what do I want to do today? What am I excited about doing today? This is what healing is about. Is like, what are we looking for? Is ultimately is happiness, right? So, but this into a painful body, into an uncomfortable body, into a worrying body, this is very difficult to achieve. So we need to get there. And detox is the starting point. I give oftentimes this example of this old car, this old Ferrari that we're given for free, and it doesn't start in the garage. Well, we do the first thing. We send it to the mechanic, and he just put it apart and just shines every part, and then put it back together and put the best fuel in it, and then you got a vintage right on the highway, and it's very fun to drive and to be inside this car. So how the body, this Ferrari here, how this body gets uncomfortable, gets toxic, how is this body gets sick to a certain point at some point, and why does it age like this? Why does it go downhill like this? Why before dying there's 20-30 years of suffering? This is what we would like to avoid. So how do we get intoxicated? First, we are a kind of a big filter in the universe, taking things in and releasing things out. We're just dealing. We're fed by the outside. We're fed by food. We're fed by air. We're fed by beauty. We're fed by body, mind, and spirit food that comes in, and we give back. If it comes in and it doesn't come out, it's called constipation. So we're physically constipated to some extent, we're emotionally constipated, and we're mentally constipated. We take things in and we say, no, I can't deal with this, and I keep I fall in love with someone, I keep it in. I say, you stay here, you don't move, okay, you don't change, and all this, and or you have this kind of thought that is linked to your culture, it's linked to your education. It's like this, and it doesn't change. All this is constipation. It's many kinds of constipation that can occur. It's holistic constipation. Okay, but let's talk about the physical one. Okay, first, so we take. How do we get intoxicated? How is this thing here? Okay, this body. This body is full, right? Yeah, there's a layer of skin, and under there's a layer of muscles, and there's a layer of connective tissues. There are bones, and then we get into the organs. There's a series of pipes and nerves and all this. This is full. There's not an empty space, and in between there's water, there's lymph, and all these kind of things. It's totally full. So when we talk, when I hear people talking about detox, what we hear the last 10, 15 years, which is a great thing because people are becoming more conscious. They talk about how colon hydrotherapy or something can save your life. I mean, we're talking about a meter of an empty pot, of a hollow tube. After what I just explained, how thick, how complex we are, and all these other parts can get toxic as well, right? So nothing wrong with the colon. The colon is super, super, super important, and we definitely need to unclog. This is a sewage system. This is the exit. If this exit is blocked, definitely it's going to back up into the system, and definitely it's one of the worst things that can happen. But the blockages can take can develop to a much bigger extent. Okay, so we've been taking, since we're born, we've been taking food, we've been taking things in, and we've been digesting and doing well. Okay, we've been taking in and taking out, but the thing is, we haven't been taking everything out all the time. Okay, so that means, like, every time, slowly but surely, through our intake, we're getting intoxicated. We call this retox in the detox business because it's unavoidable. It's unavoidable. It's not like, okay, I've detoxed, I've done it, what's next? Okay, no, it's a part of life, detox. Because of this, because the fire creates ashes, okay, because oxygen creates CO2, because good exercise creates lactic acid. Every good thing have something that is transformed and stays inside the body as a toxic matter that needs to be taken care of. Okay, so then this digestive tract gets slowly toxic. The colon, and it takes years. We're talking about decades. Some is faster than others because of their lifestyle or their system, their nature. There's different types of people, but it takes time anyway to get deeply intoxicated. We talk about decades. So the first part is the digestive system. The colon is doing well, but what happens is oftentimes it happens in the small intestine. The small intestine, which is it's a 8-meter long tube, but it's not a slick one. It looks like a shaggy rug, okay? And it's got like some depth in it. And gradually, with the undigested food because we overeat oftentimes, and the body can digest with its enzymes and break down the food. But there's a part that is not. Either that we're not equipped well, like lactose, for example. Like 85% of the people are not comfortable with that. There's different kinds of food that the body has difficulty to digest. So slowly this intestinal tract, this 8-meter long small intestine, gets covered, gets clogged, and parts of it make its way into the bloodstream, and another part covers up the whole length. Over time, you can see with the quantity of mucoid plaque you see coming out, there's a lot of accumulation that happens in the small intestine, right? But then there's a part of it that crosses into the bloodstream, and then very rapidly it goes through the first gate, the first quality control, because the body is like this. It will not allow everything you want into the bloodstream. Okay, there are things that are not supposed to go through that filter, and this filter is the liver. The liver is the first filter, so it filters the blood. It filters the blood. It's the first one on track. So whatever we eat and makes its way into the bloodstream will cross very rapidly. The first filter is the quality control. So the liver say, yes, this you can, this no, you can't. Okay, and the same thing, we inhale, and then there's some particles that get in the blood, and say, okay, this in, this can't, okay, don't go. You take medicine, chemicals like this, you know that they need to put more, the higher dose of medicine because of the liver, because the liver filters the part, so to reach its target, it needs to be boosted, because the liver sees that and say, no, cannot. All the trans fat, for example, the trans fat say, what are you? What is that? It's like, you're not allowed in. It's like, we accept fatty acids, and all these omega-3, omega-6, omega-9, all those fatty acids, but you guys, trans fat is like no punks in. Okay, so you just you stop there, and then over the years, the liver also, it does its best. It's got its self-cleaning system, of course, but cannot. Over time, it cannot. It needs help. It needs, like, especially in our time where there's so much franken matter that are added into our system, into our lifestyle. I mean, the liver is doing its best, but cannot suffice to the task of what that is everything. Like everything. It's like right now, I don't know how they clean the table here at the warehouse, but if they use like a chemical to clean the table, I'm just leaning on it, and my skin is in touch with chemicals. If you look at the ingredients of your soap bars and your shampoo and all this, we're just covering ourselves with chemicals all the time, and then we touch everything we touch. I'm not saying this so you get scared to live your life. This is really counterproductive. We're here to enjoy our lives, but to keep balance into a world like this, we really need to be skilled and have some tricks, because at some point the liver gets clogged. There's one person out of 3 that you meet on the street that suffers from fatty liver, that they know it or not. It is a plague. Okay, that means like because of all these trans fats that are injected in the food. If you go to the supermarket and you look out on the shelf, this is food. how can a food stay there 3 weeks or more, or a month or two on the shelf? Okay, it's like okay for wine, okay for enzyme, because this is a fermentation. This is something that is designed to be conserved. Is our natural means of conservation, of preserve to preserve the food. All this, but otherwise, if you see a cake, if you see cookies, if you see chips on the shelf like this, they add to use trans fat, because the trans fat is the mean that the food industry found to avoid the natural oil to get rancid, right? So they say, okay, let's create this Franken fat that we need in our recipe, absolutely, for the texture, soft and whatever is pleasant, because this is where the target is. This is where the marketing is. It tastes good. After that, it's not their problem. Okay, it's our problem. So this is not, so the liver does not allow this as much as he can. But at some point, can't anymore. At some point, he can't anymore, and starts to allow into the system unwanted particles, unwanted things. Okay, and this is what I call the downfall of health. Okay, this is where I say the shit hits the fan. Okay, it's like it's getting out of control at this point. And at this point we don't know how it's going to come out. We don't know what kind of symptom is going to happen. Okay, but the universe foresaw this thing happening, and it created like another defense system further along the track, and it's called the lymphatic system. So all the unwanted particles that either that are burned, consumed within the blood, and it's like, it creates like trash, is cleared through the lymphatic system, and the unwanted particles that the liver could not block and made it their way through and got free into the bloodstream. The lymphatic system is getting wild and just trying to grab as much as possible and to eliminate those unwanted particles. But it's already far into the system, because the blood go feed every single part of your body, right? It goes everywhere. So if the lymphatic system does not do its job properly, well, then it goes further along into the system. So the lymphatic system is not 100% autonomous. It's autonomous to make the selection into the blood, but it's not autonomous to send the things out. There's nothing pushing the things out to move the lymphatic system. This doesn't have a pump of its own. Okay, so it needs movement. And in the modern days, it's like we reach a level of comfort that allows us to be very sedentary. We can sit all day, all week, all year, in an office, in our sofa, very comfortable sofa, and and do our go walk our dog about 20 minutes a day, maybe something like that. This is not enough. We need exercise to help the lymphatic system to move and to process the junk and the gunk that is in the system, and also to sweat it out. There's a part that will go through urine, the feces, but the skin is very important for the lymphatic system. Either through sauna or exercise and all this. This is very. But we oftentimes these are exceptional. That we're gonna, we're gonna take a weekend and we're gonna go hike in the mountain like once in a season or something like that. A lot of people are not exercising. So the lymphatic system also saturate, and and then the toxic particles continue their way, and the next filter will be the kidneys. And the kidneys is our life force, is the root of our system, is kind of the last filter, I would say, inside the body that will filter other things. Very responsible for the pH to maintain the pH of your system, of your blood. Again, if the body becomes like acidic, it's very possible that your kidneys are already overwhelmed by the toxic loads that they have to deal with on a daily basis. So you see, and after that, it spreads all over, because I'm just following the bloodstream, but the bloodstream go and reach out everything. Your other organs, your glands, your muscles, your name it, just every cells of your body. So when the bloodstream is not clean from the intestine and the airways, okay, that's where it starts, and then it penetrates the blood, and then it spreads into all tissues. Okay, and then we can start having like problems with joints, or having problem with tendons, or having all kinds of skin issues and things like that, because the whole body is trying to keep up with all this. So maybe you understand a little bit more the depth of intoxication that we are facing, when we're entering a detox process. When we start to integrate detox in our lives, I want you to understand that. Okay, I wish I had a magic pill. We all wish, but at the same time, I think that to not have it is a good lesson, because along the way, it helps us to restore our alignment, to restore our lifestyle. Because at some point we say, okay, it's been quite a drag to detox all these decades of intoxication, but now I would like to spend more time into my thriving condition, where I can enjoy this body. So this requires maintenance. That means like nutrition, detoxing. That goes together. It's the yang and the yin. Nutrition, we take something in. Detoxing, we maintain, we assure that everything gets out. The exercise, we move things, we activate things, we dynamize things. And relaxation, stress management, sleeping, all these kind of, this is the yang and the yin again. These are important. These are the four pillars of health. You cannot hope to be healthy unless, I don't know, unless there are levels of elimination that you can, apparently we can become like Arnold Schwarzenegger in a sofa, apparently, but you need a very, very, very strong mind. Most people, we need to go out and exercise if we want to grow some muscles, for example. Okay, so everything is the mind, but I mean the training is necessary to get there. So the depth of the intoxication is deep. It goes to the deepest cells. So when we approach it, this is why I created with Zencleanz a system that you don't need to a medical degree to follow. We do this part. We do this part. We just follow the science. Okay, we hear a lot of this. We follow the science of it. That means like we really, the logic, how we get intoxicated, we just do the same pathway. We clear the same way as we get intoxicated. This is the logic behind, because we clear upstream first before cleaning downstream. And of course the enzymes are not like on a union program. It means like if they still have some power and they penetrate the blood and there's some toxin there, they will take care of it. But according to the ingredients that we choose, they are more dedicated to a system than another. Okay, so we created this system that we can follow. So the intestinal, the digestive tract first, the liver, the blood and lymph, and the kidney. And of course the other one is the other input, like the airways, the respiratory system. So we have these 5 elements detox system that assures that all the excretory organ, the system that are dealing with toxic matters are taken care of, are cleared and back to their full power, full efficiency, so they can maintain, because the body can do a lot on its own, especially if we treat it well, we help it, and we give it good food. We're not intoxicating it like we're taking care of the upstream. Because to clear and to take care of the sewage system is one thing, but if the factory upstream just throw into the system, keeps on throwing in the system very toxic matter, then it's kind of we're trapped into a kind of vicious circle, and it will be difficult to reach a level where we thrive, where we're free from being intoxicated and feeling gooey. Because we're too toxic, you know what I mean? So it takes time. Don't and it will feel it, like the first people start to cleanse their intestinal tract, and the comments comes like, oh my God, it's like I don't feel like eating as much, or I lost my craving. It's like, because you have a better absorption, because sometimes the craving is not just addiction, it's not just because we're bad and we just took bad habits, it's because the system is calling for something. Sometimes it's calling for salt, for minerals, right? And you feel like you want some potato chips or something, or it's craving, your nervous system's craving for sugar or fat. It's real. It's a real call. It's not only bad because we're addicted, it's because we're not absorbing the nutrients well. So as soon as this is cleared, and then the absorption, the breaking down of the food because of the enzyme intake is assured and enters the system, well, it's like, oh, suddenly I just know I'm not craving my chocolate cake tonight. How weird is that? Yeah, or I'm not craving like oily stuff. So so yes, this the cleansing, when we clear that level, is already showing signs of improvement. And the liver that is doing like I think that what I always read in the books that it has over 500 functions. It does so many things. It's not only an organ. It's a filter. It's a gland also, because it's actually it's actually secreting also substances. It secretes like the glycogen, for example. The glycogen is the sugar that our muscles use to perform power. So when you start to have cramps in the muscles, and you wonder why you have cramps there, and this is because there's a liver dysfunction. So there's a lot of symptoms you may experience that you don't know where they're coming, and you're trying to figure out what would be the right pill to take to get rid of this symptom. But actually, it's all linked to the liver. So all kinds of symptoms that are linked only to that organ. And I could go on and on like this. But the approach that we have to go through is really to clean the house first. Okay, it's really to clean the house first, and we'll see if anything is left after we do this job. We clean the house and we feed the cells, so we fuel the power. So it's kind of inverse proportional. Like we're having less roadblocks and we're having a better fuel. So it gets the more and more. At some point we reach a level where we feel that the improvement is really accelerated, and that we're kind of getting back in time. We'll start feeling, say, oh my God, long time I felt like this. Long time I had so much excitement about going to a party or to a park or to prepare a holiday, because there's something inside that is kind of getting free, and now the instead of being into a fight to restore some sanity within the body, is more like, oh my God, I want to do this, I want to do that. It's like, oh, now we're getting back, now we're talking. This is health. Health is not like the absence of symptoms. Health is about happiness. It's about being excited, being wanting to refine our gifts and deliver it to the world. This is a part that is exciting to wake up in the morning to achieve. But there's still purgatory, purgatory. I think I just found out the root of this word, we purge, the purgatory. It is about cleansing, I think, now. So, yes, take the time it takes. And it used to, with older methods, it used to be about, okay, I take a week or two, twice a year, and then I do my best and I give it a whirl, and I just water fast, and I go through that hardship, and it's good. I'm scoring when I do that. I feel better. Or on a slower pace, if you can't, you don't have the mental strength to go through water fasting, you say, okay, I'll go on juice. But this, if you just juice cleanse like twice a year, you won't get anywhere with this. I'm sorry. It's like this will relax you, and which is not a bad thing. We all need to relax, but juicing is something that I just like to do regularly throughout the year, and that doesn't replace at all my cleansing period. It's just like a moment I say, okay, maybe I've eaten too much, I've been traveling and I feel a little clogged. Now I use the enzyme all the time, but I still like to use like liquid diet because it feels good. It's easy to digest. I feel lighter, things like that. But this period of cleansing, you got to do it. You got to do it. You got to. Time will coming with the new cleanses shortly, Okay, but that is, it's not about adding on top, because the intestine needs to be done and the liver needs to be pursued as well. It's quite a journey, that liver. But at the same time, with the other kits that will take care of the lungs, the lymphatic system, and the kidneys are coming in the coming months now. So you'll have more tools to do the work in depth. But yeah, it's a journey. How long it takes, you know, we still have this question after all that I've said, you know. But we like to have about a format so we can just prepare our mind. But I would say, if someone would take enzyme on a daily basis for a couple of years, it would do an amazing work. And adding like the flushes, the intestinal. At some point, the intestinal cleanse, you will see it. You will see. You will just you will see that the plaque that is coming out is a brown, slick, you know, like intestinal shape rope coming out, and this is a very good sign, especially if you've already been through the other layers of with colors and black and smelly and all this, and then you reach a level where it's getting to a brown slick rope. This is a very good sign, and then you can slow down and just get into maintenance once, twice or 3 times a year, according to your lifestyle. The liver may take much more time, for the reason I gave, because it's not an hollow tube. It is it's a thick organ, you know. It's a complex, it's full organ, so it may take more time. So yeah, this is maybe this is helpful. Maybe I could take some, maybe 10 minutes of questions. I'm not so familiar with the technique here, but if I look, so maybe just give it a try. Maybe if you have any questions, bring them. Maybe I'll bring you on video so you can talk. Okay, so Jessica's taking care of looking up for the questions. So yeah, do you take enzymes in a daily maintenance schedule? Yes, there is a package at the moment, and that is about it's called the maintenance package. Okay, and it's kind of it's the purpose is to deepen and to pursue and to deepen the cleansing of the intestine and the liver. So for every kit that we will bring a maintenance kit, because the kits are there to give a push. It's kind of a blitz on that system. But after that, to maintain, we can move through intestinal, liver, lung maintenance, and lymphatic system maintenance, kidney maintenance, throughout the year with the daily intake. Yeah. Keep in mind that this is all food, right? We're using plants, so everything you're taking are fermented fermented plants, so it's about nourishing as well. So it's not like, oh, is it okay for me or not? It's like you don't ask this question with the carrot. If you would need to ask yourself that question if you would say, okay, I buy a ton of carrot and I will eat only carrot. Yes, but if it's blended into a whole diet, you don't have to worry. There's nothing to worry about with the enzymes. Yeah, okay. Here is like the question is, can we move the order of the cleanses? After you know what I've mentioned before, how it works. Okay, it doesn't mean that you cannot, if you're not done with your liver, you cannot cleanse your kidneys, for example. No, it's just the logic that you have in mind that you want to clear the upstream as well. That you're taking care of what is downstream is great as well. So you can modify, you can play, and you can integrate different types of protocols along the way, on a maintenance cruise. Okay, but the question was more about the question was more about the rainbow. If you can change the order of the cleanses. Yes, the answer is yes. We make it in a convenient way so people can just get the kit, open the box, and start and follow the user manual. If for some reason, because of your schedule, you need to change the liver cleanse on day 5 instead of 6 because you have a commitment on day 6, this is not a problem. You can move. Actually, ultimately, you could do the liver cleanse right after the day after you did the intestinal cleanse. It's great like this if you keep the 2 to 5 to take like daily enzyme. It will also prepare the liver to for the flush that will come. But if you can't, and if it's more convenient, don't worry. Don't think you're messing up anything. It's all right. You can do that. You can change. And in some cases, for example, someone would have like acute inflammation in the intestine. I would say just keep your intestinal flush for the end. Because there's a lot of when I'm talking about acute inflammation, Crohn's disease, ulcer, enteritis, like something very acute, then you can start with the liver that will actually help change the pH of your digestive system and will reduce the inflammation. And I would say get a bottle of mycelia if you have inflammation and just add this to your rainbow cleanse. So that will help you. Okay? Any other question? If I drink bone broth, well, I'm in Asia right now. They use a lot of bones to create their soups, right? So I would say, yeah. Sometimes I don't know it, but yeah, it's not like the new trend at the moment, which is good. It's not negative when I say trend, but there is this discovery about bone broth, that came after the vegan movement and the vegetarian, and all. It's kind of a subtle way that some people reintegrate like animal product in their diet through liquid broth, something like that. If you know a little bit what it brings a lot of collagen. There is some very important nutrient in this, and So it's yeah, you can go for it. You can go for it. Actually, diet is really a journey. It's a personal journey. There's different things, that is involved. There's a way to be completely animal free diet and be very healthy. There's a lot, but you need to explore by yourself. You need to explore and find by yourself what is good for you. It's too many factors. Too many factors. Where you live, your system, all they are, and your activities. Too many things. So I will take one more question. It's like almost 10. Gotta go. Which one should I go? That's an option. Oh yes. Oftentimes, should I eat? Can I eat during the cleanses? This is something that comes up very, very often. As I say, is like it's not about me giving a blessing. You have my blessing unconditionally before, anyway. But if you go into a cleanse, if you can, just the plan A is enzyme only. Okay, and I'm not saying if you're going on a long run on maintenance and you want to stay like this, you can explore with it as much as you want. But what I'm saying is, like, for the 7 days, if you can stick to the enzyme only, is the plan A. The plan B is going into a enzyme-rich liquid diet, which is easy to break down, and so which is kind of juices, broth, miso, whatever liquid you can take, healthy liquid, of course. And the plan C is to eat some enzyme-rich diet also. If you go and you start eating cooked food during this period, then a part of your enzyme will be used to digest, and your body system will work to break down the food, because as soon as you cook, you kill the enzyme inside the plant or the food or the meat or whatever that you're eating. So it's important to understand that. So when you're cleansing and your purpose is to get rid of toxins and get rid of things, is to make sure that your system will not work on digesting like you do normally. So was a pleasure. First live. We're gonna do that weekly. You can trust, and with different questions in the group. If you have specific topics that you would like us to address, feel welcome to put your question in the group, and we'll consider them for further lives. Okay. So, thank you for being here. I'm happy to see that there were some people joining, even if we did not announce it ahead of time. But we will in the future tell more about what's the topic that will be coming and all this. So we'll be improving. Okay, everyone. Bye bye. By the way, I'm at the factory. I'm at the warehouse right now, and we're moving. We're expanding at the moment. We need more space. New kits coming, so we need to get ready. Okay. See you in the group. Okay. Bye, everyone.